gotta ask you. I mean, you've played, this is a number I really want to look down and make sure I get this number right because it's pretty incredible. You've played 2,420 consecutive defensive snaps since the start of the 2017 season. Absolutely outrageous. How do you manage that in a league that's just like riddled with injuries?
I'm the first to say that I'm definitely blessed because the NFL has a 100% injury rate, which means that every single player that plays this league will get hurt at some point in time. But I've been able to play and be healthy really for the last 6 years. Since I became an Eagle, I haven't missed a game, and I think that's a lot to do with my regimen and what I do to take care of my body. It's a lot to do with the training staff with the Eagles and all they do with our athletic trainers as well. Our regiment just keeps me going, and I've learned how to change my game as well to make sure that I don't do too much damage to my body.
Yeah, I mean, like what? Can you give an example? Like, what have you had to sort of adjust?
So, like, the way I tackle changed a lot. Like, I used to just not care about my own body and and just throw it around.
Go out there.
Yeah, after a couple small injuries and nagging things, after a while, I've lowered my target a lot, taken my head and neck out of it, do a lot more rapping and rolling than trying to knock people out. And that's definitely. So it's becoming a more efficient tackler as opposed to, a punisher.
All right, well, you led the Eagles with 80 tackles, forced 4 fumbles, 2.5 sacks. I mean, how do you manage to be so versatile in this defense? Like, it seems like you're sort of a jack of all trades.
I think that's just one of the things as my career has gone on that I've kind of developed is just the ability to learn multiple positions because I'm a fan of the game. I'm a nerd. I love to learn new things and I want to know what everybody's doing. But also it's come with the need. We've had a ton of injuries in the secondary, especially over the last couple of years. And it's been a necessity for not only me, but multiple guys to play, every position. And I've been at corner, safety, free safety, strong safety, Mike linebacker, Sam, nickel, everything, But, it gives us a chance to match up well with anybody we play with, but also helps us battle through some injuries.
So for the second time actually in 3 years, you're the Eagles nominee for the Man of the Year award. I mean, talk to me about give it up, come on. Obviously, giving back to the community is really important to you. I mean, talk about why you want to be so involved and then what you specifically do.
Yes, the reason that I do what I do is because I grew up in a household with both of my parents, and I watched my dad really pour into all of the kids in our neighborhood, whether they had father figures or not. He signed up multiple guys for Pop Warner football, took kind of the whole neighborhood to and from practice. And through that, not only myself, but 2 other guys within a 1-block radius also made it to the NFL. And those were guys that he signed up for football, took to and from. So I got to see firsthand, what it looks like when somebody steps up and just takes care of the sphere of influence that they have available to them. And for my dad, it was just the kids in the neighborhood. And so now, I'm here on this platform with all this influence, and I realize that I have the ability to make change, and that comes with responsibility. And so I take that really, really serious. And so we started my own foundation in 2010, the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation, and we deal with underserved youth in communities all around the country. What I realized through foundations and charitable work and philanthropy is that usually those are band-aids to a much larger solution. We'll do STEM programs, we'll do food giveaways, all these different things, but that's because there's a need and there's a deficiency. And so we began to look deeper at how do we actually change our society to make sure that we can eradicate the need for all of these charity endeavors, and that got me more into politics, talking to legislators about changing policy that actually changes lives, and I've been blessed to be surrounded by a group of great men around the league that are also very, very passionate, and we've kind of put our efforts together and formed the Players Coalition. And we've been doing some great work in criminal justice, education, and economics around the country.
Not just a jack of all trades on the field. I mean, man, geez, very impressive. All right, you've won 2 Super Bowls, obviously. I mean, the pressure is wildly intense. You know it better than anybody else. What are these guys going through right now? Like, what are they feeling?
Well, so my first Super Bowl was my rookie year. And the nerves that I had going into that, it was actually here in Miami, getting ready to play the Colts. And I can just remember being very nervous. I didn't leave the hotel at all the whole week. I didn't do any of the events.
Dark room. Like,
yeah, all I want to do was watch film, and I remember being really nervous before the game. But my second time around, you realize that like the only thing that's different is the fanfare. Like all of the events, the hype, but the game, once the ball snapped, the rules are the same, the field's the same size, the ball's the same size. So it's the same game that you play in the preseason as you play in the regular season, postseason, and the Super Bowl. It's just the hype around it is a lot bigger. And so really the second time around, it allowed me to just enjoy it and really live in the moment, because you realize my first one was in 2009. My next one wasn't until 2017. And I know there's many guys who go 10, 12 years in the league and never make a Super Bowl. And so I really took it in the last time. So I think you'll have a mixed bag of guys. Some guys, this is their first time on a stage like this, and they're probably really nervous. And there's other ones who have been here, and they know what it takes, and they're locked in just like they would be any other game.